Hello everybody, this is Jesse Dean with eXplore, doing my second video in a series where I attempt the first 20 turns on brutal difficulty, showing off some strategies, some potential play patterns that may hopefully help you get a little bit better and be able to tackle brutal difficulty yourself. So what we have here is a faction that I designed very specifically, honestly, after one of my cats, Clementine, who's a little scared. She's had some anxiety issues for a while, and so, but she's been getting better lately. But regardless, I modeled it off of how she has been for most of her life. So she's scared, but she's otherwise mostly a cat. Sneaky, I think, is one that I added on. I went ahead and made the culture Barbarian. So Barbarian is very, very powerful. Maybe not the best culture, but it's one of the best, largely because of this ritual of alacrity. So what this does is it makes it so with an outpost or city, you can move your stack onto it, heal it up a bunch, and then give it a bunch of bonus movement. And even remove exhausted or forced march. So as a result of this, you can actually really truck across the board with Barbarians. On top of that, to even make it even better, Barbarian scouts are able to build outposts, which means that you can actually settle cities in distant locations without having to have your hero present, and you can actually just drop things on the far side of the board, drop a teleporter, and then bam, you're in an enemy's face. So there's lots and lots of stuff going for Barbarians. I don't play them as much, so I may forget the ritual of alacrity on occasion and not use it optimally, but we'll definitely try to take advantage of it as much as possible. Traits are, so athletics is a typical cat trait. Elusive is a typical feline trait. Coward, as I mentioned, I added it because of some roleplay reasons, because of the concept. But I also threw in sneaky with that additional point to reflect, cats are fairly sneaky, and it's taking advantage of the extra point that I get from coward. I took adept settlers simply because it's a good way to take advantage of those this rapid expansion that Barbarians can do with their scouts and outposts. And astrological diviners is something new that was released for free as a Pantheon unlock with Archon's Prophecy. I don't think it's very good. It seems very weird to use, but I wanted to try it out, and using it with a Barbarian culture seemed most appropriate because of how it is focused on critical hits and giving bonus critical hit damage. So ideally what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a second city up and running by turn 10 so that I can put out 2 city structures that turn to get 200 extra knowledge and really take advantage of this. Okay, so initial enemies on the board, we see that I have a 250 and a 250. I'm at 230, which I probably am not going to be able to take any of these right now without massive casualties, including my leader, so I'm not going to do that. What I can do, though, is I'm going to go ahead and build my workshop, always open with the production building. I don't think there's any reason not to. You should just always be building production first. It just makes everything else come out faster. And I'm going to start training a Sunderer, in part because I have 2 frontliners here, and so this will balance out a little bit. Though the Sunderers are interesting because of the fact that they are skirmish units, so they can melee and range, so they're only kind of semi-backline. And the main thing that's really interesting about them is they can inflict Sunder defense with their javelin. So usually what you do is you have your skirmishers run up and throw their javelins, break the defenses of whoever you want to kill, and then you follow up with your melee. The tier 1 unit, the warrior, has a shield bash. What this does is it makes it so you stun your opponent when you use the ability and then enter in defense mode. This is great for allowing you to attack units that may be tough to attack otherwise because of counterattacks and such. They're okay in melee. This isn't great damage, but it's fine. So what I am going to do is looking at the terrain, I don't see any. So there's a ancient wonder here, a tower here. This is generally, I think, the direction I want to go, and it's probably where the road is going, is to these 2 things. Over here, I don't see a lot else. There's another wonder here, some more towers. This other road out leads to a little crevices, I guess, And then over here, so there's some more towers, and there might be. And this looks like a little strange as far as terrain, so this might end up being a designed region, which is cool. I love them. They're one of my favorite things about Giant Kings, and part of the reason I love Giant Kings. So we'll see what that is, because there's usually some special stuff there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my main stack over here just to take a look. This 2 units on magic material I am very suspicious of. There's probably like 4 hidden units there, so I'm not going to take that, even though theoretically it looks takeable. My scout I'm going to send down here a little bit, but the intent is I'm going to run them back up here next turn so we can take this fight. I just want to see what's down here. Okay, so there's a gold node with a unit on it, and it looks like, okay, so I see some more Archon blood here, but I also see, if you zoom out outlines, there's probably the Free City right here. And for arcane research, I'm not going to research the Pyromancer ever. I'm very skeptical of tier 2 tome units. Like, it's just usually not worth the research to ever get them. I do want Searing Blades, damage is good. But what I'm going to do now is get the Summon Lesser Magma Spirit. I don't expect these guys to be part of my lineup long term, unless one of them happens to get to tier 3 and survive. But having the ability to summon a unit in a forward manner to join your forces is very valuable. Particularly since these eventually are going to get AoEs, and that's nice. It'll be great to have them as a tier 3 unit if they evolve, even if I don't do anything to sort of really maximize my battle mage possibilities. All right, so we're going to end turn. And, okay, so as noted, I'm going to go ahead and hurry this unit. It leaves me with no money, but I don't need money at this particular moment. I'm going to move my scout up here. This will be within 3, so I will be able to use that in this battle. I am going to take a quick peek here, as expected. Yes, there's a bunch. There's also like a ton of resources over here, so this is going to be a good spot to, yeah, occupied. So there's a lot of good fights here. So once my once my stack becomes a little more filled out, I'm probably going to try to clear out all 3 of these. And I will definitely be using my population to expand in this direction after I get like initial nodes, because this is going to be like some nice boosts a little bit later in the game. So we'll go over here. We're going to send this guy right here, and let's see if we can get through this battle without any casualties. Okay, so it kills my scout, which I am not okay with. So we're going to manual this now. All right, so first things first, we're going to consolidate our troops. Actually, I may leave the scout up there. They don't have any clear way to get there, and if one of them runs over here, it'll potentially split their forces, but everyone else is going to gather together right here. I don't want to keep people around my defender if possible, simply because whenever engagement does happen, he's going to be able to get a bunch of bonuses to defense, so it'll reduce the impact of this engagement. I do want my scout up here, I think, eventually to shoot at anything that's down here. Like, ideally, the fight will happen like right here. But I'm not going to move up because this thing hits really, really hard with its range attack. 29 damage is a lot at this stage in the game. And that thing is the most dangerous thing here. Okay, so they're keeping together and coming over here. So we're going to retreat, as noted, back up into this area. This is my preferred engagement zone. I'm going to put here to defend these 2. I'm still just outside of reach. And I may end up fighting them right here. And because of that, I will move my scout up to right here. Because if they go right here, then I will be able to engage them and do some hits and reduce their unit count, which will reduce their damage, before they are able to hit me. And that's an advantage. So let's go ahead and start. Actually, what I'll also do right now is, this thing is very dangerous, and I would like to weaken it before I engage in it, so I'm going to hit it with Ignite. This is 15 damage. It actually gets multiple stacks of burning because it's sitting on this, this vegetation, and I may end up actually casting it again next turn. We'll just see. Even though that'll reduce my ability to bring out a lesser magma spirit in the near future. Avoiding losing units early on is very important. Okay, there we go. So they are all in range. Let's see. So we're just gonna hit this thing that's right in front of us. You always with Barbarians, you open with your skirmisher, and generally it's like a good idea to reduce the unit count on your opponent, whatever you're attacking before you attack it, so that you are able to reduce the counterattack. Now it matters a little bit less here because I have this Barbarian warrior with a big sword, and that will enable me to cancel the counterattack, and actually it'll just kill her outright, so that's great. But what I'm going to do with this guy, so let's see, who do I have a better chance of stunning? 90%, 66%. So I am just going to go with damage reduction. I don't think I need a big swing to knock this guy down, and I'm going to stun this. And now I have to ask the question about whether I want to burn this guy again. So if he gets down to 45 damage, then he goes down to 1 unit rather than 2, which will have his damage. The question is whether I need that damage more than I need the monitor to summon a spirit a little bit earlier. I think it's probably fine that I don't. And then regardless, like this isn't going to reduce it to 2 units before he gets to attack. So we'll shelve this decision until next turn. Okay, so he hits my leader, which is scary, but not like the end of the world. So what we're going to do now, let's see, will I win this? So I will do 21, 11 back. He will do 33. No, I will not win this. So what I'm going to do first, so what I think I'm doing is I'm probably going to use these 2 guys to reduce this guy's defense. I'm going to move over here to a flank, hit this guy as hard as possible, and then maybe finish him off with Ignite. And so what I'll do with these 2 is I'm going to go, but this is a little bit less important. So let me actually, let's do the thing that's more important first. So first I will go over here. Yeah, so he's in the bushes, so that's only going to be a 50%. I still get this under defense though. I am going to try to get the flank though, because that does lots of extra damage for me because of the trait I took. So 16, I missed, okay. Will this kill it? No, it will not. It will do 32 damage, leaving him with 20. Okay, that's kind of a problem. But this is why we did this first. Okay, so we're going to come over here, hit for 32. You are going to, okay, so I'm definitely going to do this. Let's see, the question is, so I will survive that. I have 1 poison stack, so that's just like 4 damage. The problem is if this guy also runs over and tries to mess with me. And this guy will die from fire on his next turn. So you know what? I'm just going to risk taking that hit there. So let's just hit twice, and then I will go ahead and do this. He will do some damage back, not a lot, and this will also reduce the ability for him to potentially finish off my leader here. Okay, so this is fine. I think I'm going to be able to get out of this battle with no losses, so let's see how it goes. Yeah, they just engage. Oh, that was interesting. So what happened here is he tried to move. I smacked him with the attack of opportunity, and then he jumped from the slip away that Slitherers have, and then he ran over here, attacked us, and then died from the fire. Okay, so I could not have asked for a better result there. That's perfectly fine. And okay, smooth. We did it. And we've cleared that. So this drop right here, this lantern, is actually a new one from Archon Prophecy. I don't actually know the full effects of it now. Every time I've grabbed one, it's been a little bit different. It gives an event. So let's see what it's going to offer us. Okay, so let's see. So there's a light spirit trapped here, so I can either get a lesser light spirit with Faithful, which means reduced upkeep, as a ally. I can restore my army to full hit point, but my army is like kind of scattered. And actually, you know what? I would love to have a lesser light spirit. This is going to really, really help my early game, honestly. So that was wonderful. And it's going to really improve my ability to start taking these additional stacks. So I'm going to run back up here to heal up. I'm going to run over here. I now have 5 units. This is awesome. And then I'm going to do nothing with this because this is done. But what I'm planning on doing is that this is going to go back to exploring. I'm not going to rely on this anymore. Maybe for just this fight. Like, we'll see. Because it's really low cost from an exploration perspective to have it engage here. And then, but after this fight, it's not going to be involved in this stuff anymore. Usually I only use scouts for like the first few fights and then, go from there. With more normal units. Okay, so I gotta level up. As I mentioned in my last video, with champions, I always like to grab decisive command. It's a free action. It's awesome for action economy. So let's go ahead and take that. And that is it. So let's end turn. Okay, so we'll rush down here. I will move there. That's close enough. Yep. Okay, let's do this fight. I think I have an okay chance of actually just getting through this without any casualties. So let's see what happens. I do not. Auto resolve disagrees. I don't have sufficient overwhelming firepower to be able to pull that off. Okay, so what I'm going to do. So as you can see, my scout is pretty injured. I'm going to move them back here. This guy's going to move back here. These two are going to stay up front. So this healing actually occurs pretty quickly. Like, it has a cooldown of 1, and it removes a negative status effect. So likely what I'm going to do is engagement round, I'll be able to get another one of these off. But for now, I think this is a 3 model unit. I don't actually remember. But I think it's a 3 model unit, so I'm going to heal it first, simply because of the fact that it'll increase its firepower. Let's see if I was wrong. I was wrong. It's 2 models. Okay. So I would have actually preferred to put it on my leader then, simply because she's probably going to be taking more hits. All right. That is the end of that. So we will end turn. So another nice thing about the Light Spirit is it does radiant, it does spirit damage, and undead, which these are vulnerable to that. Okay, so let's see where we can go to, because we do not want to move up and engage, because that will result in them getting a lot of counterattacks. But we want to be in a good position to counterattack them when they move forward. So we're going to go like this. I think we'll double check to make sure they can't reach us. They cannot, but they'll be in a good spot for us to, smack them around in response. So we'll go here. Okay, they tried to taunt me, but failed. All right. Okay, so now, as you can see, I actually do have the healing again, but I may want to use this for engagement. So I have to make a decision there. Okay, so this is all tier 1 units. Are they actually undead? No, they're not. They're just tier 1 units. I thought they were undead. Okay, well, so I'm going to wait to use this one last because she has no reduced combat capabilities right now because it's a hero and they don't, with 1 model, so there's no risks there. That was actually a mistake. I should have opened with these to shatter their defenses. The reason I'm attacking this one is because they have a shield line here, and so this one has like one of the lower defenses of them. Yeah, so these all are at 10. This one's at 9. This one's even less, but it's not convenient for me to get there. But yeah, that was a mistake. I should have opened with these guys, as I stated, but I did not. So we're going to go do this. So those are both taken care of. I will send my leader. I cannot get a flank here, unfortunately, to hit her for 11. That cancels retaliation. Yeah, so I'm not going to kill anything this turn, even with the participation of my Lesser Light Spirit. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go up here. I'm going to move him up. I'm going to try to stun just to prevent counterattacks. Yes, it'll 100% stun. There's a good chance they're going to hit my Light Spirit. In fact, I probably should have moved it over here first. But, I mean, it's an all melee lineup, so there's not really much of a backline. But what I'll do is I will go over here and give her this 20 hit points. And then Ignite is just so tempting. It's very, very nice. But I'll make a decision about that next turn. Okay, so yeah, so they stunned mine. See, and that's an argument for Wishing Wallet for keeping this heal available, because that would have allowed me to unstun her this turn. So that was a bit of a mistake. So what we're going to do here, okay, so I don't have a good shot there. If I go here, I can get 90% of this guy. Focus fire a little bit. Yeah, just continue to try to kill this one. This is kind of a problem, but I can just move over here and it'll be okay. Let me see what I can do here, because this guy is the highest damage thing that I have, and being able to reduce its model count would benefit me. Okay, so you are going to fall back here and also try to do that. And you, I'm not going to kill this guy, so let's just hit this again. Okay, cool. That reduced the model count. They can still one-hit knock out my guy here. So I actually will use burning as well. So now you no longer have the ability to instantly kill my Sunderer. This is kind of dangerous. I may restart the battle if this ends up happening. But you know, this is fine. This happens. Particularly like from these earlier, tougher battles, sometimes you got to redo them. I try to avoid it, particularly when I'm doing these, first 20 turn videos. But it's just the reality. Particularly for factions you don't play much. Yeah, okay, so we're going to restart this battle. All right, so attempt number 2. So we learned a couple of things that we didn't know before. One of those things is that I don't have a strong need to heal my scout right away. So that means I can go ahead and start by healing my lovely commander, and also that this is going to be a very dangerous fight. All right, so that's the end of that. Okay, honestly, I think I can stay right here. It looks like they're going to move in and be in a perfectly fine range for me to mess with them. So I'll put this one right here. Yeah, so they'll just, okay, I can't be right there actually, so I will move back just a little bit, and then I'll be completely out of range for everybody. This time, because of how they have this set up, like if they keep the Dark Warrior in front, I'm definitely going to focus fire on him first, I believe. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, they successfully taunted my warrior here, which is unfortunate. But this guy is outside of these defensive radiuses, so that's good. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to sunder. We're going to move over here to flank and sunder. I will. So I'm not too concerned about being concentrated down here because these two are probably going to be focusing on this guy. They don't have the ability to really kill him, so I am going to go ahead and do this. Oh, I fumbled. That's unfortunate. And because I fumbled, it gave them a counterattack. I will still burn this guy because he hits just too hard for me to really reasonably want him to stay alive. Why did I fumble? Oh, because the ceaseless cacophony. Well, I guess that's the downside of being next to these bugs. All right, so I do want to save the heal for next turn in case they stun one of my guys. So we're just going to do a regular attack here. And he will do whatever he wants to do next turn. All right. So my hope is this guy comes over here. He does not. Oh, he does. Okay, great. He stuns that one. They're trying to... okay, I guess another lesson learned. Watch this video be like 3 hours long because I keep on having to redo this fight. But yeah, particularly when you're playing a faction you don't play regularly, sometimes you are forced into inconvenient discoveries. So what is the strategy here? Like they were able to get through this with one death. So this is why this is the advantage of potentially watching the auto resolve first. Okay, so with this configuration, it's very similar, but we do have these rocks as kind of like terrain we could potentially take advantage of. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move over to this rock to see what I can do. And we know that I need to be very, very careful with my ruler. That has been made readily apparent in the first 2 attempts of this. Okay, so they taunted. Is this force of melee now? Okay, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so once again, this is out of range. This guy's taunted, so I can't really do anything with him right now. I could use the status removal, but I don't want to. I don't think it's just quite worth it. So center defense, And then we will do, okay, this time I will not risk getting a fumble because fumbles are bad. So what I'm doing here is with these two-handed weapons, you get an additional 20% for every hex you move. So I'm making sure I move 3 before I move in to get all the damage I can. So that's canceled retaliation. I may actually just melee here because that will get it down pretty well. And I can hit this one for 9 here with a condemn. And he's pretty ineffectual now, so I'm not going to actually bother with the ignite this time. And I think we're pretty well set up for next turn. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so they successfully taunted my leader. So what is that going to do? Interesting. Oh, he's going to try to walk. Okay, that's not great. All right, so what I will do is I'm going to go over here and I will heal him. I'm also moving over here because it's a good position to set up flanks. This guy, so I only have 3 people to work with this round. I'm going to kill this guy. I think I have a flank here, so let's just reduce this thing's unit count. This I will also take advantage of my proximity to hit. And I think I will be able to get through this round without anybody dying, particularly my leader again. But we'll see. Okay, this guy's probably gonna die, but it's fine. Once again, 1 loss is the floor. Or was it 2 losses? I don't actually remember anymore. I guess we'll see. Okay, so the guy's dead. Well, not dead, but he's injured. I have been forgetting to use my decisive command, which is not great, but we will try to fix that. Okay, so with her, I'm going to move up here. I do have some concerns about them killing these guys. So 21, 35. Yeah, so there's a risk of this guy dying. So what I'm actually going to do, just to play interference, I'm going to go over here and throw this. I will go ahead and use the decisive command against right here. And then I will let you move up here and do a double attack. I will just continue to try to reduce model count. The whole goal is just to reduce their capabilities such that it's not actually possible for them to kill anybody, but let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, no. AI is so good at murdering my units. Okay, cool. So I do get a heal here, and then I think I'll be able to get through the rest of it without. Though this will mostly just prove me to be a liar, probably, or just not able to effectively assess these situations. Okay, so we're hitting this one. I unfortunately hit my own guy in the back, which is usually not the best. Okay, I can get a bonus damage flank here, and I can run actually over here and hit him from behind with this, which not the best. But I think they are so reduced in capability and they can't focus fire on this guy that I should be able to, get through this battle with only 1 loss. Yes, okay, great. So that's essentially the end of the battle. I'm just gonna, work on finishing them off now. Can I kill this one? No, but this guy will come over here and finish that. So let's see here. Yes, okay. And then this guy will kill this one in exchange for a little bit of damage. Okay. All right. So that went a little bit better than the other ones. I did lose a unit, which is unfortunate, but this is going to be a good source of experience here. So I will continue moving this one down. I do have enough money now to raise another unit. Since I lost a warrior, I will build another one. My ruler leveled up thanks to that bonus spot. So for champions, you can go for knight or for berserker first. I tend to always go for berserker because really what you want with your warrior is to be running around, killing things with killing momentum, and then killing someone else, like just chains and chains of kills. So this damage is just very valuable for that. So I'll go ahead and take that, and I will end this turn. Okay, so turn 4, I am going to run back here because I need some healing. And my intent is to actually go over here and see if I can clear these 3 nodes as well next. So actually let me move right here. There's no real reason to rush this guy. And I probably I'm going to be doing other things with my gold pretty soon. Okay, so I'm trying to get close enough that I can see this free city. There it is. I will go ahead and give them my Whispering Stone. As mentioned in my previous video, I don't really like engaging in fighting your race-associated free city on high world threat. Usually it's very dangerous, and you can't really do it early on. And I find the value you get from both the income from it as well as the higher level heroes to be valuable enough to just let them do their own thing. So I'm going to make friends with it. Actually, let me see. Okay, so they have a ritualist and a warlock. Oh, then the warlock is an elitist. I really like getting elitist. Not a huge fan of warlock, but yeah, I'll give it a shot. Yes, that's the people we just met. And that is the end of our turn. So let's go to turn 5. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go look at this. Okay, this is a perfectly fine spot for a second city. So I'm actually going to use my scout thing to build an outpost here. Let's move over here. I think this is a creature cage, so I'll grab that after I finish building this outpost. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure your scout gets locked down the entire time you're building the outpost, which is a downside of it, but still a great ability, because otherwise, I'd have to spend a bunch of time sending my ruler down here, and it's very time consuming if you're not intending to be there quite yet. It gives you a lot more tactical flexibility. So to accelerate the workshop of this first population, I'm going to build a farm right here. This will also accelerate my population thanks to these pastures. And then I think I may give this one more turn for healing. It would cost 76 to accelerate this right now. This would leave me enough money to go ahead and raise another warrior. So actually, I will do that. And I don't think I'll have enough money to accelerate it next turn, but it means I'll be up to my full stack size pretty quickly. And as mentioned, I'm going to stay here to heal. And then we end the turn. And actually, I messed up there because I didn't actually need to stay there to heal, because what I could have done is I could have stepped back, taken advantage of the ritual of alacrity, healed my guys, and moved them forward. And so, this is, once again, this is kind of like the weakness of, playing some of these other factions a little bit less, as you make some small mistakes here or there. But I will not forget that again, hopefully. Okay, so I got Summon Lesser Magma Spirit. I'm going to go ahead and get Fiery Arrows. I will be using Skirmishers and ranged units in this build, and getting bonus damage from them is nice. And I'll actually go ahead and cast this. Even if I don't end up needing to use it, having it on hand will be handy, and I can just refund it for mana whenever I like. So that's the end of that. This is a pretty good one, but I want to use my Imperium early on entirely for heroes and for building cities. So we're going to just leave it there. Okay, so we have a production, a food, and a gold node over here with enemies. Okay. All right, so she wants us to help them out for allegiance. 9 isn't a lot of knowledge. I mean, it's like 12%. Yeah, I'll do a little bit of Imperium here. 17 Imperium for 6 legions isn't a bad trade. And it will let me get them to being a vassal a little bit faster, and I don't think the 17 Imperium is going to be like pivotal for my success. So we'll go ahead and do that. But for now, let's go ahead. Oh, okay, so I cannot fight this because it has a Gore Pit NPC army there, which means they're probably going to be pushing over in this direction, so we have to be careful about that. Okay, so here we have 265. And over here is probably, that's going to be even more dangerous because it has a nymph here. Though luckily, the Light Spirit with their ability to cleanse a condition is, actually maybe, does that even work? No, it only works in friendly units, so it's not going to pull out. Okay, so what we're going to do instead is we will go ahead and engage this stack right here. But we'll do that last. First, we're going to annex our second province. Since I'm building this ritual site now, it accelerates with a forester, so we will go ahead and place a forester down. I'm kind of curious about what's over in this direction, so we're going to do this to kind of like mini scout. Oh, cool. There's lots of resource nodes over here. It's pretty resource abundant, which is nice. And actually, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and summon this lesser magma spirit. This is a dangerous enough fight that I feel like this additional power will help. Plus, these guys are plants and they are vulnerable to fire, so this would be very valuable in that fight. So let's go ahead and trigger that fight. And okay, it says 1 unit dies. We don't have to accept that. They'll watch me lose 3. We will see. Okay, so these are all skirmishers, so they're all going to be able to run up and hit me in the face. And there's no, building choke points here is not really beneficial. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to fall back a little bit, because what we want to do with skirmishers is we want to get them in close enough range that I can engage them, and they cannot, and I can do enough damage to them that they're not going to be able to effectively counterattack. Okay, so now there is a lot of them. Okay, so yeah, so what we're going to do is I am going to try to keep my leader alive by helping her kill one over here. So what we're doing is we're going to hit this and this to do some damage and reduce their, which will let their ability to counterattack. You are going to stun this one. Okay, and then Chimera is going to run up, give him a new turn, which will let him triple attack on this guy. And then I will go ahead and wish I was finishing him off, but I mean, it has such little damage at this point that it's not really that much of a threat. My Lesser Magma Spirit will come up here and set this guy on fire. And then this one will run up here. Yeah. One minor micro thing that I should have done here is I should have had the Light Spirit attack first, because this would reduce this guy's status resistance if it succeeded, meaning it would be more likely to be set on fire. So that was a small mistake there. Okay, this is all fine. Okay, so this turn with this heal, I'm going to come over here, recover this one's hit points. Oh, so another nice thing that came with the newest patch with Archon Prophecy is that support units now get special abilities at champion level. So since this guy is champion, he has champion lesser heal, which means he's now healing for 40, which is a lot, particularly this early in the game. Okay, so let's decide what I want to do. I definitely wanted to heal, but I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of my turn. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move up 1 and double hit this guy, set him on fire, and then do as much damage as possible with my defender here. Yeah, so that's fine. This will not result in him dying, probably. Here, I would ideally not spend my champion's turn on something that has such low hit points, but I don't think there's a way around it. And then here, I will go ahead and hit this guy in the face twice with these range attacks. This will prevent him from counterattacking. Oh, that's a awesome flank damage. We'll reduce his defenses, and we'll also, it won't prevent him, but it'll reduce the impact of his counterattacking, and it'll also, leave him vulnerable to attacks. So this is actually going very well. I don't think I'm going to lose any units. Actually, maybe I'll lose another one of my shields. No, he's still alive, barely. He's probably going to die from the poison, though. But let's see if we can do anything about that. So as mentioned before, condemn first. And then... perfect. That's not enough to kill. Let's see. I have 6 hit points left. I'm going to take a lot from that. Can I kill both of these guys this turn? First, let's see. Yes, I can. Okay. So this is a good situation to use that. It helps preserve my guy's life by ending the battle fast enough that my warrior will not die. And I don't think I would have been able to do that without that spell. So, okay, great. So nothing died due to a timely spell. I cleared this node. This allowed me to finish my battle ritual site faster, which means I have a little bit more knowledge now. So now I'm 3 turns away from growing. I want more knowledge, as little as I get from these guys. So I will go ahead and start building this Ancestral Seer Hall. I am 3 turns away from turn 10 though, and so I have to keep that in mind. So what I need to do here actually is I'm going to go ahead and build this vendor, and then what I'll probably do is I'll rush whatever building pops up here next for me to build. So maybe, I don't know, we'll make a decision after I next turn. So here, yeah, so that's all resolved. I may have to go back and heal, but luckily I'll be able to come back almost immediately to challenge this. Let's see, and that's the end of turn 7. Here's the first seal. Let me go ahead and grab this cage. Even if it's not something I want to use for fighting, it could be a good scout, and that is true. The Spirit Hawk is an awesome scout. It flies, it's fast. I'll be able to get a good look at the rest of the world. Okay, cool. So I found another free city, and I discovered that the map is a lava divide map, which means that the only way to get across is by getting some sort of transformation that helps you cross lava or by going underground. Luckily, I'm pretty set up to take one of the transformations that'll let me cross it. Ponder Sanctum. Let's see, what are these guys? These guys are Tusked Architects. They already have some transformations, which is interesting. So I may recruit one of their heroes if I get a chance. Okay, so I found that. Outpost founded. I'm going to start working and building this into a city. Unfortunately, it'll not quite reach turn 10, but probably by turn 20 I'll have 3 cities or maybe 4, and then I'll be able to very effectively take advantage of that at turn 20, and then every 10 turns after that. So the vendor's finished, which will give me more, will give me more gold for acceleration and such. So what I'm going to build now, I'll probably build the storehouse. I am unfortunately negative on mana right now, so I would like a shrine, but I'm not going to get a population quite in. I might. So what I could do is I could start building this shrine, and then in 2 turns, I will get up on turn 10. I'll get a population, which may actually cause this to finish instantly, which means I won't have to spend gold on it. So let's try that. Let's go ahead and try that right here. I also could potentially rush out a hero, but I don't have the gold for that at the moment. So, and I may just end up waiting once again for turn 10 in order to see if I need the gold in order to get that bonus knowledge. Okay, so for my scout, I already have a look over here, and that's fine. I don't need to continue going in that direction with this scout, so I will push over and see what's to the west. And so what I saw, what I was thinking that was maybe a designed region, was actually these dwellings that this free city has. So I didn't actually know you could see these bits and pieces from free cities in the mist. So that's a useful bit of new knowledge that I picked up right there. Okay, so turn 9, I get this new warrior. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back here, and then I'm going to activate this Ritual of Alacrity, and then I'm going to move back out. And he is going to come over here and I guess chill. I'm eventually going to have him join, because some of these stacks are just not feasible early in the game with the sort of units you have earlier in the game, and so having like a unit or 2 extra isn't the worst thing in the world, even if it reduces your experience gain. But for now, he needs more hit points. Though what I should have done is I actually should have moved up here with him as well to get that extra 50%. So that was, once again, a small misplay. And these sorts of things add up, so it may end up hurting me, my overall long-term growth potential there, if I'm unable to take a fight, or if something else happens. Okay, so I don't want to make them mad quite yet. I may conquer them at some point, but for now, I will just leave them be. Okay, so that's the end of turn 9. Okay, so now here's the big one. Here's turn 10. This turn I'm going to get 100% crit chance. So my stack is actually going to be fairly more powerful. Also, all right, Arachna has captured their first seal. Okay, so Arachna is over here, not too far from me. I'll have to keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this and see if that gets me my instant knowledge. No, but it does make it less expensive. So let's spend 26 bucks. And that should give me 100 knowledge because of astrological diviners. So yeah, so I have fiery arrows now, and then we're going to go ahead and I want Searing Blades too, so let's do that. The question is whether I can afford to rush something else. So the storehouse here is only 42. No, I cannot. Okay, that's fine. Not the end of the world. I may actually just run him back over here and have him join, because I think that with 100% crit chance, that I may be able to take this fight without too much issues, particularly since I can rush a hero right now. Oh, but I'm 2 gold short. Oh, dang. Oh, these guys are really cool looking. I like this look. Are they orcs? Oh no, they're whatchamacallit, Ogrekin. But this guy looks awesome. I really like how he looks. So unfortunately, I'm just like a couple gold short here. I could bring in a level 1/1 to just get me some additional benefits, but I don't think I value any of these ones quite enough. How do I get 2 more gold? Let's see, are there any drops on the ground that I can see? Yes, okay. Great. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I got what I needed there, so we are going to go ahead and recruit a hero. So we have a Warlock Specialist Governor, an Elementalist Troll Governor. Not bad. This would be pretty powerful. But I think I'm going to go with this Warlock Elitist, because I really... Oh, but Prospecting Governor isn't that great. So it actually may make more sense to go with this Ritualist with Scholarly Governor. Scholarly Governor is just... It's always useful. You always want a lot of knowledge, particularly if you're playing with Barbarians who don't get a lot of knowledge by themselves. Crusader, I don't want, but you always get a choice to change your ambition for your heroes after a few turns. So I'm leaning towards Miss Larash, Razor Crest here. As mentioned, Elementalist is great. Troll Governor is decent. Trolls are decent units. I don't think this is like great. These are great bonuses, unfortunately, beyond the troll building. But yeah, I think I'm going to just go with my Ursula Scholarly Governor here. Maybe I'll get lucky and she'll get Elitist as one of her options. So yeah, so we're going to go here with our full band of 8. Actually, before we go into battle, let's see what she's spec'd for. Yeah. They tend to like to invest in these Mortal Champion abilities, which are fine, but like I think it's generally less powerful than investing in your class tree. So we're going to get an AoE heal with some strengthened. This is going to be a big power boost because I don't have a great way to heal at the moment. And we're going to try to take on this fight. Okay, low risk battle. Let's do it. Let's see what auto resolve says first. 2 deaths. I think I can do better than that. All right. So since this is a magic material battle, we do have a special effect. In this case, they explode into 15 spirit damage every single time one of them dies. So we have to be careful of that. But we're gonna start. Yeah. Oh, that champion heal is so good. Okay, so they have a bunch of these guys again, but they're backed up by a really good healer and a good healer. So they're going to be able to, fight off some of the stuff that we can throw at them a little bit better than the other group of these guys were able to do. So we're going to consolidate our forces here. But I also have, more troops now, and she has the big benefit of being able to get a nice AoE heal. So we'll be able to deal with some of these poison effects as well. So a different battle on both of our sides. All right, so she's going to take a step back here, I think. So what I'm trying to do is, they're in 2 groups right now. I'm moving over here in order to engage with 1 group. So hopefully I can deal with this while these guys are not quite ready to fight. Splitting enemy forces is, a pretty useful strategy in general. And it's going to be very useful for us as well. Let's see. Okay, this looks good for now. I don't want to be fighting in this format. And it looks like they'll be able to, at least one of them will be able to hit me, but that's fine. That'll encourage them to move forward rather than holding back. Missed. Okay, perfect. Okay, I did not check their line of sights, unfortunately, but this is all fine. Okay, so I want you over here. Let's see, that's 73% stun is good enough for me. I am gonna have you go help out here with this engagement. You are gonna keep him tipped off in health. And I think with these little crevices, I can still throw my javelin. Perfect. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, of course, everybody gets 100% crit. I forgot about that. Of course, I don't know how much damage they're going to do on a crit is the problem. Let's see, this is... let's try it. Let's see what happens. 18, perfect. And actually, that's one of the nice things about Barbarians in general is they have bonus damage on crits. So they can hit really, really hard. 90% crit chance? I thought it was 100% bonus. I wonder what's causing this to happen. Regardless, let's hit, crit, great. Fortunately, I did not leave my leader up in a good position for hitting. I will move into this defensive posture, and I guess I will throw this on him, and it'll give me a chance to potentially do a significant amount of damage to one of these guys. This guy is not one of my racial units, so I don't get a lot of bonus damage from the crit. And it's still only 65%. I wonder what's happening here. Like, the effect is supposed to be 100% extra crit. Like, do these have like a negative crit chance? I don't know. Like, this is new to me, so. Ooh, that was a pretty nasty hit. Okay. So I took some damage here and here, but what I can do is I can consolidate them and have my fancy dancy ritualist, it's effectively a druid, come up here and heal everybody and give them some strength then too. Over here, I am going to get into a flank, I guess, and try to crit. Perfect. Oh man, this is awesome. I don't know how good it is, but it's very satisfying, I have to say. Let's see. That's flanked. Okay, let's see. 32 damage is nice. Definitely not going to complain about that. 100%. Yeah, I think this will just be a one-hit knockout, right? Oh, I fumbled. Why? How did that happen? Was it a 100% crit chance? I don't know. Okay, here. Let's wail on this guy. Okay, great. Oh man, that I do have to admit that is like super, super satisfying. Okay, and sorry, I should have had him attack before the fire spirit, but I was just so enamored with 100% crit chance on it, or close to 100% crit chance on everybody. I couldn't resist. Are you a bug? Is that why I fumbled? Yes, it was hiding it in its wings and its little hooded cloak. So I fumbled because of the blood's modifiers. Okay, let's see what happens. I guess one of the nice things about fighting this lineup is that they are very focused on range attacks. And, I have lots of skirmishers and range attackers too, so I'm not getting hit by this Archon Martyrdom explosion as much. Okay, can I reach anybody? Kind of. Okay, you remove you here. 50% is the best I can do. I will move up twice. see, what can I do from over here? 50%. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, I will, oh, you can heal now. Now let's make sure nothing goes wrong. I'm gonna restore all hit points to my hero. Yeah, that's fine. Let's just do this. Love it. Love 100% crit chances on my Barbarians. I can't really reach combat here, so I'm actually going to move here and defend. So that if I do counterattack, I'll take less damage. I can't get better than a 25%, so let's just... There's a small chance I'll hit my own guy, but yeah. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so they're kind of running away now. Ah, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so I'm gonna, let's see, where can I get a flank here? Yes, I can. All right, so let's see if I do a flank crit. Yep, that was lovely. Can I get anybody else in range? Yes, sorry, I can. Oh, I can do this again too. Let's see who else I can get up here, and then I will trigger my decisive command. Okay, so it looks like I can only affect one guy with a decisive command. That is fine. I guess I am gonna do this guy though. He will take a little damage from the explosion, but I'm not confident these guys will be able to hit him. All right, cool. That's the end of that. I cleared that off. I got a Pegasus mount, which is sweet. Nobody can use it right now, but this is going to be valuable later on. So I will definitely be happy about that. I got some more knowledge too. This is a great turn for me learning new things. And honestly, like I have taken some damage, but I think I have enough healing now that I could potentially engage. Okay, there's only 3 here. That's actually not that tough of a battle. Neither of these guys will be able to get close. Oh, this one might be able to. Yeah, okay. I would prefer to have my ritualist involved in this battle, both from the cleansing and also from her getting experience point perspective. But I think it's even more valuable to be able to do this battle this turn. So we're going to do an auto combat here. Yep, no problem at all. We get the gold, and this region is cleared out except for this vassal situation there. My ruler leveled up again. Second wind is a great ability, especially for warriors, because it means that once you get your killing momentum up, you can hit things and move again. Plus, it's good for sustain. So we're going to go ahead and take that. For this, I'm going to take Initiative Chaos, largely because I want Searing Strikes to get the bonus damage against burning opponents. I'm going to be sending lots of people on fire. So let's go ahead and take that. Inspiring Killer is fine too, but you can usually get this from rings, so we'll take that. I will not take this right now though, because I'm like laser focused on going for killing momentum. So let's get some more damage. 2 more damage is fine. It'll be even more later down the line. I cannot do this again this turn. So do I want to raise another unit? You know what, I wouldn't mind having like 1 more warrior, but this is likely going to be the last tier 1 unit I make, because after this is finished, I'm going to build my command tent, and I'll start moving on to higher tier units. So let's raise a warrior. This one will... Let's go the east. I know Arachna is over here, and I would prefer to be able to get another settlement out before she gets in my face. So I'm actually going to be looking over here for the potential for another outpost from my scout to establish city number 3. Yes, I will absolutely destroy a small monster den. Both for the quests and also just because they have good loot. So we will do that. All right, so we're all done in this corner, which means we can start expanding outward, which is very, very helpful, and it is about time. So let us do this. Okay, we founded our 2nd city. A turn too late, unfortunately. We will go ahead and give it a scholarly governor. She's not going to do very much right now. Maybe I do. Like normally, so my thought process is like normally I would just workshop and then grab a granary, but because of the fact that I have a scholarly governor, that is going to be a good, what, 10 more knowledge right now? Like that is a pretty big increase. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and put a research post here. And then my third population in 4 turns, which is still going to be before the workshop's done, will be a farm right here. And then I'll just, do my usual stuff. But yeah, I want to get that extra knowledge, I think. All right, so let's see what's down here. Nothing of real note. Okay. Yeah, this is an awesome spot for another city. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to put it right here, because this is like at the center of these resource nodes, and it also gives us access to the underground, where we're likely going to have even more resource nodes to take advantage of. So that's the end of turn 11. Okay, so now I will wait for them to take their turn. Okay, so I will spend 1 turn here for healing before I start heading south. I would like to clear these guys out as well, but actually, you know what? I think I'll do that first. Let's see. Has this been refreshed yet? It has. Okay, perfect. So what I will do is I will move this stack over here for now, and I will go ahead and use that ritual of alacrity. Okay, so that restores all my movement. It's still not quite enough to get there. That's fine though. It's still better than being just trapped where I was at. Yeah, not quite enough. Okay, but still, that's great. Leaves me in a good position for next turn. I'm still in my territory. No, I'm not. It would be good if this was still my territory, because I would be able to heal this guy up a little bit more, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so we're at 4 population. So normally I would get a jump on getting my communal town hall down, so that I can get it a couple turns earlier. But I think it's important for me to build an outpost right here. That's a little bit higher priority than saving some turns for building this communal tent. So what I'll do instead is I'm going to go ahead and build this ancestral seer hall for knowledge, and then in a little bit I'll build my town hall and start moving into the tier 2 units. Okay, I got Searing Blade. Yeah, I don't have quite enough modder to do anything with it yet. Hopefully that will change soon. Though I have some interesting pressures here, because I would like to go over here to be able to grab this and this and this, but there's lots of empty land in between. So likely what I'm going to do is for my next population, I will go ahead and put a farm here, and then I'll start expanding out into this direction for additional stuff. Okay, I still have this hawk. So I'm actually going to head over east a bit, because I'm starting to get close to the points where I'm not reasonably going to move down here anytime soon, and I'd rather see what's over here, because this is more reasonable in regards to things that I could be doing with my stacks. So I'm going to go over in that direction and end my turn. Right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to hit these 3 nodes, and then I'm going to come around this mountain, heal up at this outpost, and then take care of the monster den. Okay, so I got my next warrior. I'll move them over here because this is the farthest they can go. So what I'm going to do here actually, so I'm going to move one of my skirmishers over here. I'm going to move her into this stack. This guy is going to also go over here, because these stacks are so small, I don't actually need these secondary forces to help out. So what I can do, I don't care about alignment, so I'm going to just take the fight, and I'm going to leave these guys out. This means that they will get all the experience points, and which is good because I want to concentrate on my heroes, as well as these evolvable units. Okay, they're dead. Got some mana, which means I can actually set up one of these spells. Probably Searing Blades, that's more total damage. I want them both as well, because this can set on enemies on fire, which is going to be really helpful. But I'll do Searing Blades first. Let's see, so we'll do the same thing here. These guys are going to stay out of the fight. These will stay in. I'll do auto combat because that's going to be straightforward. I get some more production. I may actually grab this while I'm here too, before I come back down, because these are cool. They're new. I want to see what they give. Okay, so I don't care about Pyromancer. Visions of Victory is fine, but not something I care about at this exact moment because I'm super mana constrained. So I'll take Brutal Mark. That is actually a problem. What happened? Okay, so actually I'm going to cancel this spell because I think I auto-resolve cast a spell in that battle, which is unfortunate. I may have to turn it off for some of the easier battles. So for here, I'm going to go for Cleaving Sweep. This gives you a nice AoE option. I don't really take stuff on this side of the Warrior Tree much because it relies too much on charging. And if you can't charge, then you're just kind of dead in the water. So we'll not do that. Okay, and she leveled up as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take Decompose. Like generally what I always do for Ritualists, outside of like niche builds, is go down here, take one of these two, depending on what build I'm using, grab Regeneration Support, take this, and then grab Healing Mastery. Just because the power of having this, having Rite of Restoration heal your entire team and put a bunch of regeneration stacks on it it's just very, very nice. These are good too, but these are more likely, this, which makes everybody hastened, and this, which makes everybody more defensive. Like these are nice too, but these I only take if I grab like a second or third Ritualist, which doesn't frequently happen. So let's go ahead and take Decompose, both because it's healing with a free action, and it lets you destroy a corpse, which can be very, very valuable when you're fighting against certain builds. So let's definitely take Decompose. As before, I'm going to take Initiative Chaos. Though I guess like Searing Strikes isn't as useful for a Ritualist because I'm not going to be attacking a huge amount, but I still like it better than the other options for the build that I'm doing. So let's take Initiative Chaos, and then we will... I don't hate Reincarnate. The problem with Reincarnate though is it costs mana, and I just don't have a lot of income for it right now. This may be better like later down the line, but I know Polymorph is useful. So let's take Polymorph. Okay, let me make sure. Is there any equipment? I think it's just the Pegasus that I found so far. Okay, so that'll be the end of that. You will continue going in this direction. What is... a key. Cool. That may be useful a little bit farther down the line, though it is kind of out of the way. Okay, so we meet Vicious Whetstone. Okay, so we have a hostile free city down here. Well, that increases my odds of coming down here. And then, two of them actually. All right, so this one's underground. So they're kind of like next to each other. That's interesting. I'm not used to seeing first cities that close together. All right, so that's the end of turn 13. All right, so this thing is up to population 5. We will go ahead and grab that farm that I mentioned, and then we're going to go ahead and start working on this. And we're going to take a quick look-see over here. Let's see, do I bring my support here? This has me like mildly concerned. Oh, this guy's tier 3 now. Oh, that's why my mana went negative. You know what? Let's try it with just the main stack. Let's see what happens. It says I die. Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can do a little bit better than that. So what I'm going to start with here is the AoE heal from her to get everybody topped off. This guy still needs a little bit more hit points, so I will go ahead and give him 50, I guess. Well, less than 50, but you know what I mean. Okay, so now we have... Okay, so this is dangerous. We need to make sure that I engage it rather than it engages me. She can drop a fireball, also bad, but she has to move to be able to do it, so we can stop that from happening. Okay, so let's go. All right, so now I am in range. both of these things. So we're going to fall back just like a little bit. We want him to be slightly closer when we engage. You can just go all the way back here because I don't want you to be in melee range. Okay, so you are still in range, so we have to go a little bit farther back. So just one more. All right, so now let's take a look. I'm still in the range of the doggies. Okay, am I arranging the doggies now? No. Okay, so this is what we're going to do this round. And unfortunately, my extra fire damage isn't very valuable against them because they're all fire resistant. So let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, that's not unexpected. All right, so they did a great job of defending their mage. So I'm not going to be able to do anything about that, unfortunately. What I could do, let's see, how far can I go with this? I could go here and base it. And then she will not be able to do her flame strike without moving away from me. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'll just go into defensive mode. I could flank here. Okay, this guy can actually do some interesting things. So I'm going to go over and get ahead here. Let's see, will this prevent me from flanking him? No. Okay. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to take a throw. And actually, if I'd looked at this first, I could have gone over, taken the throw, used his bonus attack to move him, and let him hit the fire mage, but I did not. And I could have still gotten an attack out of there. So in the event that things go wrong and I have to restart, that is what I'm going to do. Because I think that's a much smarter play. I may lose this guy here, but that is a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. Okay, so who... let's see, 39, 24, 27. Okay, you are getting the stun because you are the most dangerous in a retaliation attack. And then you, I guess we'll go over here and just hit that for a lot of damage. I could have also tried to polymorph him, but I don't consider him the most dangerous guy here right now. I know, maybe he'll do something bad. We'll see. All right, that seems fine for this turn. Let's see if we lose any units in the counterattack. No, we don't. Okay. That's nice. And I will use my massive heal on him right there. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Getting this guy early was very, very helpful, and he's worth every bit of his mana upkeep. All right, so these two are just going to focus on this guy. Not bad, not bad. I am caught between two units right here. I don't think I need an AoE heal, so I will let her damage this guy. I'm going to give this bonus healing to, because you did take a few hits to the face here. And then, yeah. Let's do a full flank here. You can move away at will. That's still a risk. So what I will do is I'm going to go here and hit this guy again. Okay, so this could be bad for him. I may lose him next turn, but we'll see. I don't think anybody else is like really at that much of a risk. Let's see, 25 here, plus 24, that's 49. I mean, maybe my leader could potentially die. But if my leader dies, I don't think, like, unlike in turn 2 where I did those replays, I don't think her dying right now would be like the end of the run. So I'm going to take the risk. Yeah. Yep, there it is. all it means is I can't research for a few turns, which isn't good. Don't get me wrong. Like, I definitely would have preferred my leader not die there, but I think it's recoverable. In fact, I probably should have healed him with her. Oh well. Okay, so that will happen there. Yeah, I think that's worth moving up, going from 50 to 90%. Can I get higher than 50% there? No. Yeah, let's just put this guy almost to death. You will do. You already did something. Okay. See, everybody's else is kind of fine on hit points. I'm just gonna finish this guy off, I think. All right, and it should be pretty smooth from here. All right, so yeah. So what I will do though, I'm gonna have him move up here one. She is gonna go ahead and recover some hit points, and more specifically, recover some models so they can do more damage. And then I will. No, that's just too risky. So I'm just gonna finish this guy off. You will come up and attempt to take a shot at this one. Perfectly fine. And there we go. Ooh, that's lots of damage. Well, I really hope that whatever I end up finding in this lamp ends up being worth all of this. Okay, let's see if I can stun it, because that will help me from having to chase it down. Perfect. Okay, so final turn. Yeah, I'll just let it flee. All right, so with my ruler down, that means I can't research for a few turns. I can't cast spells. Neither of these are really the end of the world. This is pretty good. I could get some allegiance with 2 free cities. I could restore all hit points to the creature in the stack, which is not something I care about. I could get another light spirit. I think I'm going to take the allegiance. So let's grab this. And so what I'm going to do here, I'm actually going to send 2 of these guys back to my city. These 2 are going to combine up, and I'm going to keep this as a single stack now. I'm going to hit this, and then come here and pursue some of my previous plans. Though this may be a little bit too dangerous to take on just without my extra units. But what I'm going to do here is, since he's going to be back in 3 turns, I'm going to start building up a force to accompany him. Yeah, let's grab another warrior. Nothing there of note. Nothing here of note. Let's see where this road leads me. Okay, just connecting with everything else. That's good. All right, so end turn. And we're on to turn 15. So we're actually approaching turn 20, which, because of, also I can't do any diplomacy, which is, not the end of the world. See, how much does she like me? Do I even know? Does it not show you how much they like you if you're banished? Okay. Here it is. Yeah, she hates me. Not a surprise. Okay, so we have Unfolding Mysteries as well, which means sometime in the mid-game our ruler's going to get replaced. And there'll be like a quest that you can go based off that. It's a fun little series of quests that was added in the... What's the name of that DLC? It was the Way of War. So I have a lot of Imperium now. So what I'm going to actually do... So I'm still 3 turns away from... Oh, wait. That costs 500 Imperium. Oh, right, because I'm Adept Settlers. So I'm going to need 300 of this in order to build my 4th city. But it's going to be a few turns before I can do that. And I don't think I even have a good site for a 4th city right now. So what I am going to do actually is I'm going to go ahead and buy this right now, because this will make it so these next 2 cities are faster and get more population. And I think being able to accelerate my city generation will be good for getting these bonuses. I potentially actually should have done it with my second city as well, in hindsight. But once again, I've not played with astrological designers before, and so I'm learning about how to potentially take advantage of it. So let's go ahead and do that. This means this city will pop out next turn, and I think I will go straight east here to see if I can find another good city spot. I may just find Arachna having her whole situation set up, but let's take a look. Okay, so I can annex something here. As noted before, I'm going to grab a farm this time. Let's see, they are just 3 turns away from me being able to build next to them without them getting upset. I do want this pasture. I do want this, but neither of them are something I'm going to be able to take advantage of right now. So likely what I think I am going to do is actually move over in this direction of this cave. I can't get it until I get to a size 2 city, but this will open up potentially more resource nodes beyond the few that are just like around here. I'll probably have these as part of the city too. Is that even more Imperium? Yes, it is. Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind. All right, so let's see what's over here. There's Arachna. There's another small monster den. Okay, so we're going to come over here to be BFFs with my leader when he shows up. You are going to not be quite in a position to go after this, but I think even without my ruler being here, I think I can take this. So she's going to go against this stack, and maybe this one too. Depends on what the hidden ones are like. But I'm just going to continue to build experience while I wait for my ruler to come back. Okay, so this will give us an idea of where Noctis is at. So I could get a War Shaman for 170 gold, which is very expensive, or 35 Imperium. I will actually do the 35 Imperium here, mostly because I don't know what sort of gold options I have available, and Adept Settlers essentially gives me bonus gold, so I think that's fine. So we will go ahead and take this and get a War Shaman. I will actually have this one run back up to my capital to sort of accompany my leader. Noctis is way down here, and I think I saw, oh yeah, this is definitely a gold tier wonder in a designed location. Okay, so we're in plant units, so actually us going with fire is going to be very, very helpful for this particular map, so I'm glad we got lucky there. Okay, let's see. I will build a workshop. Why are you unhappy? Oh, because I'm dead. That would be do it. I don't have my ruler die all that often, so I'm not used to having the stability penalty is kind of new to me. But yeah, let's build in this direction, and then we'll also build a forester here, because I think Adept Settlers is what is giving me that, right? Yes. Okay. Awesome. So we will take on this fight. Let's see if auto resolve is nice to us. It is not. So we're going to fight this one out. I have a lot of healing. They don't have a lot of units. I'm not too concerned about this fight going awry. Okay. I will have him use his healing on this one. There we go. All right, they will not be able to engage this turn. These guys are kind of slow. So these guys may not engage for a while. So let's hope that they split up and we're able to take out half of them before they're really able to engage. So rather than being stupid and running straight ahead, they kind of kept a formation. So that's unfortunate for us, good for them. And we will fall back a little bit. I will not walk on the fire. And get in a more defensive position right here. That's a lot of poison. This will come back next turn though, I think. Yep. And I will cure all of that poison damage So you are going to rush over here, or maybe not. Let's see. Right here, reduce their defenses. I have 2 guys who can run up and stun. I will let you stun this one, hopefully. And you are going to come up and stun this one. Succeeded in both cases. You will come up here. I want to focus on these guys first because I can actually degrade their capabilities, but these are single unit enemies, so no matter how much damage I do to them, they don't get reduced capability until they're dead. So let's just focus on this one first. And you are going to go up here and hit this plant. Okay, resisted the burning. And you will move into position here and hit this one, I guess. Okay. So likely these 2 are going to range attack on one of my guys, and the next turn I'll have double heals and be able to completely recuperate. Yep, as expected. So are you poisoned? Yes, you are. I'm probably just not going to worry about curing that one, but let's go to do this. Awesome, everybody strengthened too. I may actually save that heal. Let me see how the rest of the turn goes. So you will just hit this one and that one will die. I will reposition him back here to flank and sunder defenses. You can get most of the way there. You can get all the way there, so I will let you get all the way there. You are going to... that is not a good trade. This is a better trade. Do this, get hit back, get constricted, and I will end up using that healing right here. Partially for the healing, but also to get rid of the burning and the constriction, because both of those are effects I don't particularly want on my frontliner. Even though they just came back. All right. So let's do some focused fire here. Okay, so you actually have really good shots here, so I think I'll be able to kill this one this turn, and then things should be pretty smooth going after that. Nice, a crit. So does that mean you can I'll let him move in. And my Sunderer will start reducing this guy's defenses, which will, improve the capability of engagement for those among my cohort that do physical damage. What I'm going to do also is I'm going to drop this right here and heal some of my guys. Ideally, I would have hit him as well, but I don't think he was at any point in that turn that he was in that AoE. So actually, I'll do this one because this gets everybody, and if the fight lasts long enough, it will not. Then I can decompose that one a little bit later, because likely we'll just continue pushing this way rather than pushing backwards. So let's start hitting this guy, and there we go. Yeah, this guy's taking some damage, but I think I'll kill him before it becomes super relevant. Or force him to run away, one of the two. Okay, here we go. So let's center defenses. Oh, you're constructed, that's right, so you cannot move anything. You will come up here and try to stun this guy. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then so next turn, this guy will die, and he will not be able to hit me again. Or he'll run away, and then I'll just, get the victory. So, okay, cool. So that, obviously went better than the auto-resolve. So we are a little bit beat up, but the next plan is for us to go down into my territory. I'll hit that Ritual of Alacrity, heal everybody up, and maybe fight something. Like, a lot of these fights look pretty tough, so it may, probably this mono node, because mono nodes tend to be like the easiest fights you can take. Yeah, that one's a little bit too much, probably. Okay, I am actually getting kind of, I think I could probably put another city right here, or here. This would result in the city having to share some nodes, but there's a lot of nodes around it, so I think it's probably going to be fine. Okay, so great. So I get additional regeneration on all my support abilities from Larash getting a level of Ritualist. I produced my workshop over here. I will go ahead and move to this battle site in order to get some additional knowledge. That's fine. Whetstone can annex another province. I am going to definitely take a research post here, which leaves me well situated to build an academy in a little bit. Once I get a second, quarry over here. And next turn my leader comes back, which is nice. So, going about as well as could be expected considering that my leader is dead. All right, so let's investigate over here some more. Oh, okay, yeah, so she's trying to claim some of these resource nodes for herself. So I'm definitely going to pop an outpost down here to turn into city number 3. Sorry, city number 4. Question is, do I want to be here or right here? Let's see, what do I see over there? There's one of her cities is there as well. Okay, so I will definitely put it here. Good chance it's going to piss her off. It does. I don't care. I expect that she's probably going to be the first one I go to war with. All right, so they're back. That is great. And he's going to move in the direction of this small monster den, which I hope to be in a good position to take care of next turn. As mentioned, I'm going to use my ritual of alacrity here. This will heal them up and allow us to potentially consolidate our forces shortly to take on this monster den. So what I want to do is I want to get close to it without going into the territory so they don't attack me. Okay, this is dangerous. 715 is a lot of power. And this is a 280. I mean, that's a little bit less, but there's just lots of troops here. So they have, let's see, a little bit over 1,000 power. In comparison, I have like 800. So I may not actually go after that next turn. I may end up using this one to hit this, go through here, try to hit this, and just continue to gain power until I reach the point where I can take on this monster den. Because I don't think I can do this right now. I think this would end my run, and you need to be cautious of things like that are going to utterly destroy you. Okay, so the whetstone is done. I can't afford most of these buildings right now. My gold income is not great at the moment. What I will do, I could build a wizard foundation or one of these single province improvements. I wouldn't mind some more mana. So I'm going to go ahead and build this ritual pyre right here. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, right, I do have this war shaman that I can send to meet up with my main stack. Oh, this is even an invading force. Actually, I'm going to retreat back here. There's a good chance that this stack right here is going to try to take on me. So I should have looked at that before I moved. So this may end up being our... This run may end up being just a series of situations where you learn that you need to look at these warning messages before you make your moves. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, so they're heading over towards my main force. So what I'm actually going to do is I am going to... I may have an opportunity here in regards to this monster den because of how they separated out their forces. Because I can go, if I fight this, I'll have to fight these guys too, but this is a much less dangerous stack than this. If I go against them, I'd have to fight both of those, which I do not want to do. So, we have an opportunity here in order to split their forces. So let's do that. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to move over here. Brutal Mark's done. I get to pick a second tome. Let's see. What do we want to take here? Once again, not played a lot of Barbarians, so this is... I think Tome of Alchemy is actually a good choice, though, because it number one, it gives you a second... it gives you a research post SPI, which is good from the perspective of letting you unlock the Scholars Guild. It helps Barbarians because it patches their knowledge, which is usually not great. It'll also give me 1 Imperium affinity, which will be useful for allowing me to progress up the Materium affinity tree. Eventually I can get cheaper and faster outposts, which is useful with these scouts, particularly later in the game. I mean, it's useful earlier in the game too, but it's going to be useful as I use them to expand and forward present myself to enemies and potentially putting myself in a position to get like a conquest victory or something along those lines. It gives you material refinery, which is just a good gold and knowledge income city structure. It gives you anti-magic tincture, which lets you remove negative status effects on command, and it gives you mysterious tectonic, which isn't something that like the war shamans that you get for Barbarians are not great, but having access to something else that provides you with a way to remove status effects is good, and I like it. So I think this is a good choice here, particularly considering the other choices are fine. There's some great tomes here, but none of them is like really fitting in my overall game plan, I think, as well as the Tome of Alchemy is. So we're gonna go take that, and I am gonna go ahead and grab, I think, Mysterious Tonic here. As mentioned before, I don't like tier 2 units that are produced with draft. I don't care about this disperse afflicting miasma, so I'm going to take the Mysterious Tonic. I can cast a spell. It's not going to be done in time. I'm just going to leave that be. I'd rather have the mana for casting spells in these 2 very dangerous battles I'm about to have. I receive a message. This guy will keep flying around. Okay, we meet Nebheim. They are some Barbarian lizardmen, which is cool. She may be negotiating with them. Let's see, is Arachna negotiating with them? Usually says it right here. Okay, well, regardless, it doesn't matter. I don't have an extra Whispering Stone regardless, so let's do this. Let's get this started. We're going to have what will be the most epic battle of this particular run. It's us versus a really large number of Gortusk pigs, so let's see how that plays out. Okay, once again, I think I can do better than this, particularly with all the healing that I have now, thanks to my not 1 but 2 supports as well as a support hero. All right, so let's get a reminder of what this guy does. So he has a nice always hit negative status effect clear. There's this AoE heal plus stat boost. What we're likely going to do here, so we're actually kind of like separated because of these bones, but we can move up a little bit. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move right here. I don't think this leaves me in a position where anybody can hit me. Nope. I'm going to move my defenders on either side. I'm going to move him right here. This guy right here. This guy will go right here. Because what I'm setting up here is I want to... He has an AoE that does some healing, but also does strength and regeneration. So the healing I don't need, and it's not that much in the first place. But having access to the strength and regeneration early on to boost up my team is helpful. So I will get those 6 over here. I'll set a second squad up here. Hopefully with these guys being a little bit forward situated, these 2 groups will push in this direction, and then I'll be able to push back, hit hard, and then these guys will be able to flank. So that is the overall goal. So let's see if it works. All right, as expected, they were not able to engage this turn. I'm going to go ahead and unleash some strengthened on everybody. They will be able to engage next turn, though. They've kind of set themselves into these choke points, which I think is... I want to engage them right here, because they do have some backliners, but it's mostly frontliners. So this sets them up so they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to attack at once. So I don't think I want to do this 2 and 2, but I do want to engage right here. So what we're going to do is we are going to put as many of my guys as possible in position to fight right here. They may potentially be able to outflank me here, but I think this concentrated fire for at least a few turns will end up being very, very helpful. So let's do that. Let's see right here. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll do that. You will go right here. I am going to put him right here simply because to basically just set up a defense and like block this particular egress. Everybody else is going to move in and concentrate in this area. That is kind of a problem because I didn't consider this, but I don't think anybody can reach him, so that's not a big deal. So we will move here, move here. Okay. All right, so he already went, he can stun. I will stun this one because I'm expecting to kill this guy first. All right, I will go ahead and reset this guy's movement, hit this guy in the face with this. That will do enough damage and prevent retaliations, which will allow this one to finish him off. I'll just get things started right here. He actually can move up and kind of make things difficult for their range attackers as well. So that is nice. Let's do some damage to this guy. I will... I'm actually kind of tempted to transform this one. Is this one right here, the one that isn't stunned? Okay, it fails. But it weakens him, I think. Or not. No, that also failed. All right, not the end of the world. Okay, so we are in a very defensive position right now. These guys will probably like rush over here and try to move over to outflank. I'll get some counterattacks from these ones. And I guess this guy, some may go over in this way as well. But you know, we're doing a good job of taking advantage of the terrain to create a nice defensive wall, and let our superior ranged and melee firepower and individually stronger melee firepower outmuscle theirs. So I think this is going to work out as well as it could. Yeah, so as expected. Yeah, so they're congregating here. Not anything unexpected there. So I can actually start setting up some flanks with my skirmishers here. Nice, nice. Always happy to see a crit. And now with their front line destroyed, I can start moving in and dealing with their back line a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and heal this guy up a little bit here. I don't think I'm going to need the extra movement, so let's just get that healing right away. I will move up. Let's just finish this thing off as best as we can. It will probably just not move here this turn, which is also good for me because it means that he won't be able to move another frontliner into a position here. This guy's taking some damage. He is down by exactly 40. I can heal for 50. So I'm going to attack first. This is slightly less damage, but it does mean that I can take full advantage of this healing, and I'm less concerned about him doing damage than I am about him staying alive. My shaman is also going to move back over here, help with this. Oh wait, no, that's a lot of... Yeah, this guy's can do a lot of damage here, so I will let him unleash that. This guy's going to take a step back and defend. Likely what's going to happen is some of these things are going to start moving over. I'll do another hit here from this guy. Yeah, and I'm in a good position. I'll probably take some more damage this turn, but I have 2 heals available for the follow-up, so I think this is going to go very smoothly. I may lose this guy though, but that's fine. I can live with that, I think. Yeah, so he's taking advantage of his guys to try to hit as many of my people as possible. Okay, that went perfectly fine. Okay, first off, let's do this free action heal. Perfect, and then I will drop my secondary heal right here. Remove some status effects too. This guy will move over here to help out. I want to keep my skirmishers free so that they can be in a good position to continually rain down flanking attacks. And them getting hit does not contribute to that, so we're going to try to keep these guys off of it. So here, let's just focus fire on this. I think he can finish here, which will leave this guy free to move around and get up a nice attack on this guy. There is some risk of them being able to focus fire again over here, but I don't think I'm that concerned about it. Okay, so this guy will go over here because this guy's blocking this path, and these guys don't have enough movement to get around and get to my leader again. So he is going to do a stun attack right here. Let's see, are there any status effects I want to remove? Yeah, this guy's bleeding, so let's make it so he's not bleeding anymore. And then I will go ahead and try to kill this guy. I could move him up, but I think I'd prefer to keep him here, just kind of like holding this. I mean, he's kind of down to almost nothing from front line. So what I'll do is I'll help preserve this guy's life by moving up here, stunning this one, or attempting to. But regardless, if he wants to come over here, he'll have to disengage here, which is helpful. Okay, that's good. And these investments in regeneration are paying off as well, because these guys were able to recover a lot of hit points. And I think things are going to be pretty smooth growing from here. I think the danger period has passed, and I am going to be able to smack the hell out of the rest of these animals and clear this monster dead. Now the counterattack with some much stronger opponents may go a little worse, but I think that I have the numbers there to be able to really do what I need to do. I should have used the decisive command there, but I don't think it's actually that important. It would have been better from an optimal play perspective, but I don't think it's going to end my run or cause anybody to die, so we'll just not worry about it. All right. Yeah, so it's mostly just mop up here. I'm just positioning people to do as much damage as I can to the guys that they have left. Nice. Morale is pretty helpful for barbarians because they get extra damage on the crits from their primal strike. So as you go up in morale and you get more crits, you're going to do some really serious damage. Okay, so yeah, so it's just cleanup now. All right, let's do that cleanup. And I'm going to show off here by brilliant phasing just to set up a better attack. Or just miss entirely. And I'll stun just so he can't run away anymore. So yeah, I can only get one attack regardless, so we'll do it this way. My leader doesn't seem to have quite enough move to get there. Oh yes, I do have enough move because I can do this, get this extra move, use decisive command, give him the extra attack, let him hit 3 times, or just kill outright. Okay, so that battle is won. So that honestly went about as well as I could have hoped. Like that was just very, very smooth. And this means that when this guy runs over potentially in counterattacks, I will be in a good position. And I got lots of neat loot. So I don't think Flanker stacks with the sneaky trait. So this isn't as useful, but Inspiring Killer is fine. And I will certainly take some additional defenses on my leader. So let's... Okay, so what do they... Let's see, so they can give me 111 knowledge, which is like a turn and a half. 5 turns of food for whetstone. I think I'm going to take the food. I probably should take the knowledge, but I'm going to take the food. Because this lets me get to this a little bit faster, which will let me get to the academy a little bit faster. Yeah, okay. All right, so that's done. this place also got some population, which is very nice. We are building a palisade wall next. And then, so we'll need a quarry after that, because that will enable us to build the thing that follows the battle ritual site. So we're going to go ahead and put that quarry right here, I think. Yeah. All right, so this is good. Because we want to get as many of these resource nodes that are on this side as possible to prevent this city that she's probably building, or work camp at least, from being able to seize things that I want to take advantage of. Okay, so that's taken care of. What's likely to happen this next turn is this one's going to come back and fight us, and I think actually now that we dealt with these 2 stacks, we'll be able to win, even though there's some scary stuff in here. Okay, that's the end of that turn. Yeah, see, risky battle, but much better than having to fight this and something else. So let's just see how this goes. You know what? I'll take it. Like, I think I can live with losing just 1 warrior there. So yeah, so we'll just accept that victory. We will go ahead and build a warrior here to replace that. I think, yeah, that's good. And then we're going to come over here to regenerate. I could use Ritual of Alacrity. I maybe should use the Ritual of Alacrity, but I do have like, actually, let's see. So they need heals, just for the healing actually, and they need heals. Okay, so let's see if it's off cooldown. It is not, but I can use it next turn if I needed some additional healing. Okay. All right, Skylian Peridium. I think this is the guy I played in my last run. So he's out here as well. Not very close though. So these seals are like an alternate victory condition. We have subdued seals though, which means it takes quite a while for them to matter. So I'm not worrying about it right now. It's not worth my effort. I get another province here, which is nice. I will get a forester as mentioned, and since I am near him, I will go ahead and put it right here just to reduce his opportunities to take provinces from me. Okay, I finished this as well. Let's see, so next, can I finish anything in 1 turn is the question. No. What I'm probably going to try to do is I want to accelerate my building next turn because I can get the bonus 100 knowledge for each building that's completed. I will at least finish 1 because, you know, knowledge is good, but ideally I'll get multiple. Yeah, Arachnia hates me, no surprise there. My ruler leveled up. I'm going to continue to buff up my damage. I am going to come back and get these hit point nodes and such later on, but for now I want to focus on damage and then unyielding, which dispels negative status effects, and then, you know, damage boosts. I will go ahead and grab my armor here, and then this new ring. There's also this True Sight ring, which is fine. Actually, you know, I'll put it on my other hero because there are lots of hidden plants here, and this will help with that. And that's the end of the turn. Okay, so we're moving on to turn 20. This is the final turn of this run. I think, you know, with the exception of my leader, unfortunately dying and, you know, a little bit of difficulty with those early fights, I'm actually very pleased with how this run has gone so far. So this finished right now, which means I got 100 knowledge out of it, which is nice. So let's set the new research just so we can, you know, have the fun of seeing it, any bonus knowledge we get this turn taking effect. Okay, so that's done. Let's see, how much does it cost to accelerate this? This will cost 116. This will cost, oh, did I finish the building here too? Oh. Or did I just not have anything under construction there? That would have been bad. All right, well, regardless, we can't finish anything here, so we're just not going to worry about it. What we are going to focus on is rushing this to completion, which will cost us most of our money, but it'll give us another 100 knowledge. You know, you can see this shaving turns off of here. This leaves us with almost no money. We do have this guy over here, though, so let us go ahead and Ritual of Alacrity here. This will heal me up a bit. And actually, we have some possibilities here of hitting 2 gold nodes this turn, which will, it won't help us with the knowledge bonus that we could potentially get from, the Born of the Stars effect, but it could help us with just, being able to continue with our economy. So what we're going to do is we're going to move a very small amount up here. This is a 560. I don't think I need the help of these guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to move these guys up over here. We'll move these 3 down because these are high level and I want experience on them a little bit more. So what we'll do is we'll just have a 7-unit fight here. We'll leave these guys out. Just auto combat. Yep, not a problem. We get, oh, this is very handy. We get 67 gold, and this will, actually it's not, I lied, because my units are all athletics, so they have 40 movement already. But normally this is very good for 2-handed warrior types, so I also put it on there for the defense. And then this group will run down here. That's a dangerous enough fight that I will bring my cheering squad to join in, as many of them as I can. I'll try to auto-resolve that, and that is fine. So we get some more gold, which means we are in a good position to continue to push forward our economy. I will go for knowledge here. I will go for... I do want to build the academy, but my people are also angry. So I'm going to go ahead and build a tavern here first. And this is done. Oh, I'm right next to him now, though. I'm just going to leave this as an outpost, I think. And so I will have 3 cities and need to figure out where to put a 4th one. Probably down here, actually. So what my scout is going to do... Where's my scout? My scout is going to move down in that direction. So I'll be in a good position to set up a 4th city down here. Or maybe I'll conquer a city. I don't know. There's a lot of options out there for number 4. I hear a leveled up, continuing to go down the path towards this Rite of Restoration that I mentioned before. So this does leave me with some extra Imperium, since I'm not going to be finding a city right away. And I'm only 5 turns away from getting a hero. I will accelerate this right now, even though I can't afford a hero because I'm building stuff. In part because of the fact that this will accelerate the time to getting my next hero after that. So we're going to go ahead and increase that hero cap. We'll take a look at the recruits. Likely who I am going to grab here is... there's a lot of options now. This guy, actually. I don't love spell blades, but agricultural governor and elitist is very good. It's a very good combination for growing new cities. We also have... or maybe I take the warlock. I mean, I do really want an elitist, and this is of my culture, so it'll get all the major and minor transformations that I grab later. But I don't know. I would think about it a bit. I mean, both of these have. So this one has a good governorship. It has a good ambition, not a great class. This one, however, has okay class, good ambition, but a mediocre trait. I usually don't build a lot of mines, but regardless, it's probably gonna be one of those two. And then this, there's an infestation down here. What do we have? An astral rift. Okay, that's kind of concerning. But it's not likely something that I'm gonna have to deal with, so not gonna worry about it. All right. So just to give you an idea, so my plans right now: move my scout down here, drop a city probably. Though I see hints of another person down there as well. Or maybe I just go down here, conquer Whetstone, and make this city number 4. For now, though, there's lots of nodes here that are good for clearing. There's some wonders that I could hit and see if my team is strong enough to take them on. I'm going to slowly start adding tier 2 tomes to, tier 2 units to my army. For tomes, likely what I'm going to be grabbing next is the Tome of Revelry to increase my investment in chaos a little bit more, while also giving me some morale boosts, which will let me get lots of crits. And likely from there, I will actually get the Tome of Shades. I like the Shade; it's a cool unit, and I think it has some possibility in this build as kind of like a upgrade for the Sunderers as they kind of like move out. I'm also kind of tempted by the Tome of Virtue. I mean, Order doesn't really kind of fit with what we're doing overall, but the Paladin is a very solid unit. And, that's also an option for replacing the Warriors as I move up in power level and deal with more dangerous opponents. So there's lots of options, but here we are at turn 20, and hopefully this was helpful for you, and I will see you next time.